Good morning to everybody out there. Rob back with another unboxing slash review video. And just cutting to the chase, you already know this from clicking on it, but it is this week the Alien role-playing game starter set. This just came out in the US. Day before yesterday, I think it hit shelves. I ran out yesterday and picked it up from a local game store, and I wanted to shoot this video last night, but I got wrapped up watching movies with my 11-year-old son who wanted to watch the Alien movie. So we did that, and by the time we got done it was too late, so I decided to wait till this morning. If you like the channel and these reviews and game theory videos and stuff that I put up, please subscribe, hit the notification button. So there are already some unboxing videos out there for the Alien role-playing game starter set and Destroyer of Worlds. I've got one for Destroyer of Worlds, which is the new cinematic box set that came out along with this. I pre-ordered it from Free League, and they sent it to me. I was going to pre-order this, and then I kept going back and forth on whether I really wanted it, because when the Alien game first came out last year, I bought everything you could get for it. I bought the book, I bought the map and token set, I bought the cards, I bought the Game Mother screen. So anything they put out for it, I went ahead and got. Well, I knew that a lot of that was coming in this. So initially I wasn't going to pick it up. But I also bought the dice separately. Now a lot of that comes in this starter box to get you playing, and the price point on it is amazingly good for what you get in here. So I eventually just gave in, and I was like, no, I'm going to get this. But it's not just the price point and the stuff that's in here. The initial cards that came out, some of the weapon cards had misprints on them. Not a lot. There was just a couple that had misprints on them for their bonus dice or damage or whatever, and I had to correct them in pen on my cards. All of that is supposed to be errated in here. We also will get cards for the adventure in here for the personal agendas that we didn't get originally. You had to print them out or write them out and hand them out to your players. Now we have actual cards for them, like the ones that came in Destroyer of Worlds. There are also a couple of other reasons that I'll go into as we go through the box set and I show you what's in there. I'm not necessarily saying my unboxing is going to be better than any of the other ones out there. I know one of my friends on YouTube he did an unboxing of both of them that I really enjoyed. But I have specific people that watch my channel, so I'm doing an unboxing for you. And you get to look at my gorgeous face for a few minutes anyway. So, yeah, it's a win-win, right? Anyway, so yeah, this is the box set. It's big, it's thick, it's pretty hefty. Let's go ahead and start tearing into it and see what's there. I'm going to pause for just a second and readjust my camera where you can see the actual product we're unboxing and less of me. So I will be right back with you in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Alright, so let's go ahead and tear into this big, beautiful box set. That should be enough to get us going there. It's always a satisfying sound. Alright. There we go. Again, there's the cover art without as much glare on it. That's just really beautiful. Like, all of the art in this game is just really beautiful. So, let's see. First things we see, drying agent. Don't eat these. Okay. Again, didn't think there was anything to eat in here. The 2020 catalog from Free League, which I showed in my other video. This is just, hey, here's some more of our games. if you'd like to buy them. So these are the dice that are used for the game. These are your regular skill dice, your base dice. Alright. The 6 has a little targeting thing on it. And these are your stress dice. And have the little face hugger on the 1. I'm not going to go over the rules and how they work, because other people do that in their videos, and I have another video on the Alien game, and I explain it a couple of different times the basic premise of how the dice pools work. But know this, these dice sets, which are still available individually from Free League, are 20 bucks a piece. Do you have to have these to play? No. You just need 2 sets of D6s that are a different color, a black and a yellow, a black and a red, whatever. You just need 2 separate sets of dice. They are pricey, I think. 20 bucks a set. That's $40 just for the 2 sets of dice, which I already bought back when they came out individually. But they're really cool looking, and I'm one of those guys who wants to get everything for any game that I'm into, so I'm going to buy them regardless. But at $40, this box set is only $50. You've nearly paid for the box set just in getting the dice. Now, I didn't need the dice, but my friend Jason did, so we kind of just split the box set, and I'm giving him the dice out of it, so those are going to be his. We'll set those off to the side. Then we have the card pack here, and let's go ahead and take a look at the cards, because there are some changes here, not just the errata, but a couple of other things that they've done. So we start with your initiative cards, which are just as nice as the other ones, and apparently mixed in with other stuff. I suppose. I have a 1, a 3, a 5, a 7, and a 9. I should have 1 through 10 here. There we go. There's the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10. And it looks like they're kind of a little bit mixed up. So these are personal agendas. I'm just going to set these in separate stacks. These are character cards. These are weapon cards. More personal agenda cards. Which the personal agenda cards are a great addition. I love that they started doing that. I really hated when I ran Chariot of the Gods having to print all the agendas out and keep them, separate and hand out to everybody in little slips of paper that eventually get thrown away. So, right off the bat, let's make sure we have all the cards. There's our 2. There's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little worried when I started going through there and couldn't find part of the initiative cards. I was like, oh God, I hope I don't have a misprinted box or something. So, these are just like the initiative cards that came in the original card pack. And yes, they are very, very nice to have. They're very cool looking. But they did something with these that is not on the original cards, and I really like it because it makes it easier as a player to keep up with what's going on. If you notice, you have on the sides fast action used, slow action used, both actions used up here, and then no actions used here at the bottom. So when your player has the card in front of them, they can just turn it. I've used a fast action, I turn it that way. Or I used a slow action, turn it that way. Well, I use both my actions, I turn it that way. It's an easy way for them to keep up with which actions have been used and which ones haven't. So that's nice that they added that in. I saw that some people did some custom versions of that when the initial cards came out to help keep up with actions. So let's see, you have the smart gun, pulse rifles, shotguns, more pulse rifles, EVA pistols, service pistols, flamethrowers. You have basically all the weapons that came in the original set. I would have to go through card by card and make sure that all the bonus and damage numbers on here are correct. I think they are, but I would have to look at them side by side to know, because I know they were supposed to fix those. In the original card deck, which I'm glad I got, it also has vehicles that are not in here. However, if you got the Destroyer of Worlds set, those vehicles plus more vehicles are in the cards in it. So I have a lot of copies of the vehicles and weapons. And again, you have your personal agenda cards, and they have Act 1 agenda. So much easier to hand this out to the players as opposed to having to print out or write out little pieces of paper. And you have all the characters from Charity of the Gods, which there are a lot. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and these are just the NPCs. So there are 10 possible NPCs in that adventure, depending on what your players do. And they have a picture of them, and then they have them statted out on the back. Now, I saw in another video, it was an older video, but a guy brought up a really good point. These are also fantastic when you're not running that particular adventure, if you just want to use them for NPCs in a game you wrote or in another game, because they meet a Colonial Marine. Boom, you got a Colonial Marine statted out right there. You know, they're instant NPCs. These are very, very handy. The card decks are amazing. I'm very glad that they put them in this set. So we've spent quite enough time on cards, so let's move along. Alright, that's pretty hefty stock there. I'm probably not going to be able to unfold completely because my camera is just not that wide. Yes. Alright, so you have the sector map, which I have the old one here. When you bought the map pack and marker set, it came with a bunch of little tokens to use in the game, and then it came with a map. And I'm glad that I got it because it's not in print anymore. And you would think it might be useless, but for a couple of things. This is the original. You can see that everything is on there, and they tried to color code the areas, but the colors came out very, very light, and it's hard to see. Like it didn't really do a lot of good. On this one, they're obviously color coded a lot better. The colors are a lot brighter, so you can see the different areas that are controlled by different groups. So that's very nice that they did that. And here was one that bugged me from day one. The original map, which is a giant poster map of the inside cover of the main book, they misspelled Weyland-Yutani. It's missing the Y. Now it says Whelan-Yutani, I guess, but they did fix that on the new one. It is spelled correctly, so that's good. However, I'm not just going to toss this, and I'm not going to sell this, because this came with something that apparently there's no other way to get right now, and that is the flip side of it has the Map of Hadley'S Hope. And then here's the other side of it, the other two levels. This is great to have if you run the adventure from the main book, Hope's Last Day. And to my knowledge, this is the only way you can get it, other than maybe buying a PDF and printing it out. So I'm definitely going to hang on to that, because I have run that adventure multiple times now, and we've had a blast with it every time, and it's a great adventure. It's really just the third act from a cinematic adventure, so it's very short. You can run it in a couple of hours. I really like it because it does a great job, the way it's set up, of explaining how the game works and giving the players a good taste of combat, stress, moving and searching zones. It's very, very nice. I like it. So I'm glad that I have that original set just for that. Now the flip side of This one, the new one, has the maps for not Destroyer of Worlds, Chariot of the Gods, which are much bigger than the pullouts that came in the book. So I'm really happy about that. And I have run this adventure. It's fantastic, but I would love to have had this big version of the map to put on the table when I ran it. So yeah, the map is really, really great. You also get the tokens in here that came in the original map and token pack. Let's go to that real quick. So these are your tokens. You've got tokens for Marines and people and whatnot, and aliens and face huggers, and then you've got ships and actions the ships can take on tokens down here. And on the flip side, all of your aliens and humans and whatnot are all just little motion trackers, because when your characters use a motion tracker and they're like, well, I pointed towards that zone over there and see if I can see any motion, you can put a blip out and go, yeah, you see a blip there, but you don't know what it is until you actually get over there. So those are pretty handy for that. Set that to the side. Alright, let's go. You now have Chariot of the Gods. This is written by Andrew Gaska, and I have run this adventure. We had a really good time with it. It's a great adventure. It's very, you wake up out of hypersleep, they find a derelict ship that's been lost for like 80 years. And of course, you do what makes sense. You go onto the ship and search for stuff, and bad things happen. But it's a really good story. And there are parts of this story, and I don't want to give things away, but there are some little tidbits from this story that also tie in Destroyer of Worlds. You used to buy this separately. I bought this separately when it came out, so I now have 2 copies of it. But it's a great game. I'll probably gift the other copy to somebody else who needs it, because unfortunately, outside of buying the PDF, you can't get this individually anymore. You have to buy the box set. They said they have no plans to reprint this individually. It will just come in the starter set. So if you're somebody who doesn't want the starter set, you just want this, you're going to have to go to eBay or whatever to get a single copy of it. We'll just stick some of this back in here after I've looked at it. Map in there. But yeah, fantastic, fantastic story. Alright, then you have the characters. Now these are not the NPCs. The NPCs on the cards are separate. These are the actual characters that they play in the adventure. This is really nice. We didn't have this the first time around. We had little cards for them, but we didn't have sheets like this, which have their description, their stats, their talent, and an explanation of how it works. And then on the back side, it has a filled out character sheet. And you can either let your players just copy this over to a regular character sheet when they play it, or I have also taken these and just slipped them inside sheet protectors and let them use dry erase to mark things, because I don't want them writing on the sheets. But you have one for each of the characters. You have Cham the Roughneck. You have Davis the Pilot. You have Officer Miller. You have Rye the Roughneck. And you have Wilson, the company agent, who you can bet is there for your benefit. He's there to help you. He works for the company, but don't let that fool you. He's really a nice guy. Again, the characters are very diverse in male, female, ethnicity. Said that wrong, I'm sure. They're not all white dudes. So that's really cool that you have some different representation in the game. I like that a lot. Our last thing that comes in the box is the core rule book. Now this is the cinematic rules, not the big rule, because the big rule book is humongous. It's massive. There's a lot in it. But this is a 104-page softback rule book for the cinematic rules of the game, because the game can be played in regular campaign mode or cinematic mode, and all the adventures that have been published so far are all for cinematic games, which is where you're playing these pre-gens through a single story, as opposed to a campaign where people would make their own characters and play them through multiple stories, like you would in D&D or Pathfinder or something, and level up over time. But all of the adventures put out so far are cinematic, so it's great to have this, because you don't have to worry about all the other stuff in the book that is not important to you, like the character creation section, building starships, the campaign frameworks, and how to do a campaign. All of that is taken out. This is just the rules for cinematics. I've actually thought about picking up another one of these boxes just to have an extra copy of this to toss out on the table for the players, because it's going to be easier to find stuff. Not a lot of fluff in here. It is mostly just the rules for how to play the game, because playing the game essentially is the same between cinematic and campaign mode. It's just the, how your character grows at the end of it. But yeah, that's a really nice addition. That's really cool. So initially they came out with the big rule book, which has campaign and cinematic rules in it. They came out with a card pack that was slightly flawed. They came out with dice that are still $20 a set. You had this adventure that was in here, but you didn't have the big maps. You didn't have these cool character sheets. The map was originally had a little bit of misprint on it, and the layout on the map was not as bright and vibrant as it could have been, obviously, because they fixed it in this. So, do you need the box set? It really depends on you and what you're looking to get out of it. I already had most of this stuff because I buy everything for this game as soon as it comes out. I'm a fanboy, simple as that. But do you need all of this? No, you don't need all of this. There are ways to skirt around using the cards and stuff, but the cards are just going to make everything so much easier. It's nice that they fixed the cards, what was wrong with them. It's really nice to have a small, easier to use, easier to digest rule book out on the table for your players. They've given you a lot better, because you should just get a little card for each of these characters as well. This is a lot better than that. You get the cinematic adventure in here, which, yes, that was the one thing in here I got a double of that I don't really need, but, it didn't break my heart to get a copy of it. I'm sure that I'll find somebody who needs a copy, and, I can pay it forward and maybe help them out. I love the fixed map. Again, the cards, the dice. I didn't need the dice, but this was a really cheap way, because like I said, the dice are $40. The box set is $50. So for 10 more bucks, you're getting the rule book and all this stuff to play this game than you would if you just bought the 2 sets of dice. It's really a good deal, just looking at it from that aspect. I say, yeah, even if you bought the original stuff, this is going to... The quality of this stuff is better. Don't get rid of your original map from the map set, because I don't know of another way to get the Hadley'S Hope map in this form. Like if you have the Aliens Blueprint book, which is not from Free League, it's a separate book you can buy. You can find it on Amazon for like $30. It actually has the blueprints for Hadley'S Hope, which are accurate with this, but these maps are really nice. So if you have that original map pack, at least hang on to the map part, even if you don't use the tokens. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. I like that there's some extra room in here. Maybe I can put the screen. I don't know. I'd have to get it down and check it. But I definitely could put my my Weyland-Yutani notebook in here for notes that I'm taking and writing on the games. It's a really well put together box set. Again, I love the fact that there's some extra room. I don't keep the cards in these box sets anyway. I have a card thing that I keep my cards all separated by the particular, like Destroyer of Worlds, Chariot of the Gods, Hope's Last Day. All of those are separated so I can quickly grab them. But if you're looking to get into the Alien role-playing game and you haven't bought anything yet, you can't beat this. It's a fantastic box set. Comes with literally everything you need to play the game other than players. They can't put those in the box apparently. But if you have players, and you don't need a ton, usually up to about 5, then this box set is for you. If you love the Alien universe, get it. It has everything you need. And if all you ever play is cinematic adventures, then you don't even need the big rule book. It's great. Not only does it have the campaign stuff, but it has a lot of fluff on the universe, which is really good. So I do recommend getting it just for that. But if you're just looking for the rules and a great adventure to get started and kind of springboard off of, this is a great box set, especially for the price point. I cannot recommend this enough. I am very, very, very happy with this. And again, I'm a fanboy who buys all the Alien stuff, and this is true. But if I thought that there was something bad about the product, then I would tell you. Like, I'm not pleased with the way the coloring was on the original map. I was really annoyed that with as long as it took for the game to come out, they misspelled Weyland-Yutani in the inside cover of the first printing of the book, and that same image from the star systems is what they used for the map, so it was misprinted on that too. Now, I do have a friend that plays in one of my games who got one of the newer printings of the book, and they have errated that and fixed it. But as one of the guys who bought it as soon as it came out, I got the one with the glitches. This is why you don't buy video game systems first yet, like when they first come out. You give them a little while to work out the bugs. I can't wait, so I'm just going to have to deal with the bugs on stuff. But hey, this box set fixes a lot of that. So, yeah, if you're looking to get into it, or if you've already got the stuff and you just kind of want to upgrade your stuff a little bit, it's a really good deal. I highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, this unboxing, and I'll be back in a week or so. Maybe I'll have something new to unbox by then. We'll see. Until then, good gaming and good luck.